From the State House now, a bombshell in the discussion on civil rights and religious freedom. The bill to add LGBT protections to Indiana's civil rights law is dead for this year. We first told you the news on a push alert on our RTV6 app this afternoon. RTV6 State House reporter Katie Hines has been at the State House for all of the events today. And Katie, what are you learning about the discussion and the decision?
Todd, Senate President David Long says he thinks that statewide protections for the LGBT community are inevitable, but he says now is not the time, and he adds that there was not enough support to pass this proposal on either side of the aisle. Senator Travis Holdman told his colleagues this afternoon nobody wants to move on the issue after months of honest, good faith discussion. He says the issue isn't going away. The decision to kill the bill comes after Senate President David Long promised a discussion on the measure and after Republicans met for hours behind closed doors. Senator Alting confirms the group had been discussing limited civil rights protections for transgender individuals for housing and employment on Monday. It's a change he thought would likely move forward, and one Senate Democrats say they would have supported. But it's an idea a majority of Alting's party ultimately could not get behind.
This year is no way reflective of how our state feels about civil rights. We support civil rights in Indiana. Nor does it reflect in any way our lack of support for religious freedom. We support religious freedom in this state. It simply reflects that some issues take time, and this is one of those issues.
The people of Indiana want to move forward. We need to move forward. Generations to come are saying we need to have leadership on this issue, and we just simply didn't have that today.
So, Katie, what was the sticking point in this debate?
Well, Todd, for conservatives, many of them, one of the sticking points was gender identity, writing that into the state's civil rights code. They were concerned about the questions that would bring, what it would mean for things like access to bathrooms.
And so what are you hearing from the various groups out there that were lobbying for this one way or another?
We're hearing from several of them this afternoon. Freedom Indiana, Indiana Competes, and the ACLU all telling us that they're disappointed in what happened this afternoon, but that they will vow to continue to push for full statewide protections for the LGBT community. Meantime, the American Family Association of Indiana tells us that they're praising the decision. They say that none of the proposed changes to the bill would have made that bill safe for people of faith. Todd.
All right, some more time for discussion. Katie, thank you. We have more reaction for you now. This coming in from Indianapolis Mayor Joe Hogsett. He calls today's development incredibly disappointing and goes on to say, by refusing to take a step forward in the march toward equality this year, the General Assembly risks Indiana falling even more behind.
A developing story